Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today my name is Kosi. In case you're first time coming across my video, thank you so much for stopping by. Don't forget to subscribe. So guys, subscribe to this channel. As you can see, this is so beautiful. I made this with Ankara, my African print, and I used this one on the side of my screen to recreate this one with Ankara again. So I know that you also love it because it's looking so beautiful. So I'll be teaching you guys on how to make this beautiful two-piece today. So guys, if you want to learn how to make this, definitely keep on watching and let's get into it. And don't forget to subscribe. So right here I'll be using 4 yards for this, and I'll be using this African print like I said before. So I use this ordered one to got this because it's for my client. All right, so right here I went ahead to spread my fabric and I folded it by 2. So we are going to first of all draft the trouser. Then after drafting the trouser, we're going to as well go ahead and draft the top. So I'll be taking this upper part, this where I mark it right, I'm taking it as my waist line. So I removed 1.5 inches for my waistband. So go ahead and remove 1.5 inches or 2 inches for your waistband. So right here I'm going to come down and I'll mark 9 inches. 9 inches is going to serve as my client's hip line, you get. So go ahead and mark your 9 inches or 8 inches depending on what you got, you get. So guys, after I was done marking 9 inches, right now I want to mark my crotch line. So to get your crotch line perfectly, you're going to simply divide your hip by 4. So my client's hip is 41, so I'll go ahead and divide by 2 and I have 20.5 inches. So divided by 4 is going to give me 10.5 inches, I guess. So right here I'm chalked the 10.5 inches and I'll go ahead and add 1 inches to make it 11.5 inches. So I'm going to go ahead and mark 11.5 inches. Remember I added 1 inch extra for the sewing allowance, you get. So still leaving my tape at 1.5 inches I removed for the waistband. Then I went ahead to extend this line, you see. So I'll go ahead and extend the line. So I'll be explaining this bit by bit so you understand it very well. So still leaving my tape from that 1.5 inches I removed, I am going to mark my nail measurement, as in my nail length. That is half of my nail length for the trouser for my client, so not for me, you get. So right now what I'm marking is 22 inches. So go ahead and mark whatever nail half length you have on your client or for yourself, you get. So I'll label it as the nail and the crotch line, the hip line and waist, you get. So this is my waistline. All right, so after I was done labeling, I am going to mark 3 inches from the center of my fabric, that is the part I folded. As you can see, go ahead and mark 3 inches, and after I was done marking this 3 inches, I'm going to extend this line and I'll stop this line at the crotch line. Can you see? So after that I went ahead to divide my client's waist circumference by 4 and I added extra 1 inch for the sewing allowance, and I also went ahead and divide the hip measurement by 4. I chalked what I have there and I went ahead to add 1 inches for the seam allowance because trouser doesn't require much allowance. So from that crotch line I went ahead to divide my thigh, the client's thigh, by my client's thigh is 26, so divided by 2 is going to give me 13. So I went ahead to mark 13 inches, you get. So right here I'm going to connect those lines I have. So when taking this measurement, you will notice that your hip curve will be very visible, and you're going to see it's not going to be straight, you get. So this is a new pattern of me cutting my trousers for my client or for myself. I just got a new pattern for this. So after marking, coming to the crotch line, go up by 1 inch. You get, just chalk 1 inch. So after chalking this 1 inch, I'll use my curve rule to make a curve. You get, so this is my curve rule, so I'm going to use it and make a curve. If you don't have this curve, you can use your free hand. You get, so just see how I curved it. You get, so go ahead and do yours like this. You get, so make sure it's 1 inch. It's not 1 inch when you measure it. We measure and mark it like that, as you see me doing. So this is all for our crotch line and our crotch part. You get, so coming to this new length where I measured half of the trouser length, I am going to mark my client's new round measurement. So I marked 20 inches, that divided by 2 is 10 inches, and I went ahead to add 1 inch. You get, don't be confused, divided as in the round nail is 20 inches, so I went ahead to divide it by 2. You get, that is by 2 is 10 inches, and I add extra 1 inch for the seam allowance. So after extending this line, go ahead and extend the center front line. Can you see? Just take a good look at what I'm doing. So this trouser is not going to have that, and it's not going to as well have pockets, because the one I am using to cut out this one does not have anything pocket there, and doesn't have that, I guess. But if you want to add yours, that you can go ahead and add once you are making your trouser with zip. You get, so right now what I'm doing is that I want to go ahead and mark the trouser length. So the trouser length is 42, then I'll just mark 44 inches. So I will use 2 inches as the folding allowance. You get, so I'll use 2 inches for the folding part. So this is how I am doing it. I am going to mark the 2 inches. So mind you that when marking your trouser length, still leave your tape at the 1.5 inches you removed for your waistline. So right here, they took light just now, so I went ahead to do this outside my door. You get, as you can see, the color of the background really changed because I wasn't using my ring light at the moment because of the light they took. So right here, I went ahead to come out by 1.5 inches, then I marked it and I divided my round sleeve measurement, my round trouser measurement. I divided it by 2 and I marked 13 inches. You get, so go ahead and mark whatever you have and extend this line like this. You see, so can you see that I gave half of an inch space for the trouser half length? So you go ahead and connect it with the 1.5 inch I came out with on the trouser round measurement. You get, so go ahead and extend this line like this. So this is all for our trouser front pattern. You get, so with this method you are not going to make mistake when cutting your trouser pattern. As you can see, the hip is so fine and it really came out very fine, so I'll go ahead and cut it out. So I went ahead to cut out the front pattern. We use the front pattern to cut out the back pattern. Can you see what I have? So go ahead and fold your fabric by 2. Then you can now place your front pattern to cut out the back pattern, you get. So after doing this, what I am going to do right now is from the upper side, that is the waistline. This is our back pattern, so I am going to come up by 2 inches. So I already marked the 2 inches off. I already marked the 2 inches, you get. So from the side, I am going to continue marking to 2 inches like this. So when you get to the crotch line, you can go ahead and mark 3 inches or 2.5 inches on your crotch line. Let me extend it so you see what I'm talking about. So I'm done extending it, and I also came up by 1 inch, you get. I went ahead to came up by 1 inch. So I'll mark 2.5 inches for my trouser crotch, as in for the back pattern of my trouser crotch. So go ahead and you can even mark 3 inches like I said earlier. So this is what I did. So go ahead, just be very careful. So after sewing your trouser, you're not going to be having anything like folding at the center part of the crotch line, get. So after marking this, I'll continue marking 2 inches downwards, you get. So when marking, use your ruler to connect the lines. Make a straight line like this using the 2 inches. So before we continue marking I continue marking the 2 inches. I am going to make a slant like this on the waistline of my back pattern, you get. Can you see what I have? So I will continue marking my 2 inches like so. So this is very simple to make, only when you watch very well and practice. Practice makes perfect. That's the only thing I can tell you guys. Practice makes perfect. If you're a beginner watching this video, just follow this method and you're going to take me later. Nothing like folding of crotch on your center part after sewing your trouser. You will not have anything like that once you use this particular method that I just used on my client, you get. So I'm done marking the 2 inches. Then what I'm going to do is to bring my scissors and cut it out like this. So guys, after I was done cutting, I will go ahead and slash the down part of our trouser. This is for our folding part. So when fold, is going to help us fold it very well, you get. So go ahead and do yours like that. So guys, I went ahead to brought out another piece of fabric and I folded it by 2 like this, and I went ahead to measure the waist measurement and I added extra 5 or 4 inches, you get, because the back pattern and the front pattern is not of the same size, you get. So I also went ahead to chalk out 4 inches for the waist wideness, for the band wideness, you get. So when I fold it by 2, it's going to give me 2 inches. Then I'll use half inches to sew. Then now can you see that we have our 1.5 inches I removed back? Can you see now that we have it, you get. So I'm done cutting out. Then what I'm going to do is to keep this aside. So guys, I'm through with the trouser part, and here is for my top length. So go ahead and fold your fabric by 2. So the top length I'll be working on is 17 inches by length. Then I went ahead to mark 19 inches because I added extra 2 inches for the sewing allowance and for the folding allowance, you get. So go ahead and mark whatever length you have and add 2 inches for the seam allowance, you get. So right now I'm done marking and divide my shoulder by 2. I'll come down by 8 inches and also come up by 1 inch, you get. So extend the line like this. So right here, the next thing to do right now is to go ahead and come down by half inch. This is going to serve as our shoulder slant, you get. Then after that, I'll place my tape and I'll divide whatever I have left by 2. Then I'll also come outside by half of an inch. So from that place, I'm going to make my curve using my curve rule. So go ahead and do yours like this. So this is what I have after I was done. So I'll go ahead and divide my bust circumference, my client bust circumference by 4, add 2 inches for the seam allowance, divide the waist circumference by 4, and also add 2 inches for the seam allowance. You get. So I'm going to cut it off like this. So I'm done cutting the front part. I'm going to cut out the back piece. You get the back pattern. So still folding the fabric by 2, leaving 1 inches for the zipper allowance. So I'll go ahead and cut it out like this. So this is what I have after I was done cutting. I'm going to come in outside by 3 inches, and I'm also going to come down by 3.5 inches. This is for my neck wideness and for my neck depth to get. So after marking my round curve, I am going to cut it out. So after cutting it out, the back neck is going to be a high neck, so I came down by 1.5 inches. You get. And I'll go ahead and slant my shoulder like this. So after doing this, I am going to slash the zipper allowance by 2 like this. Are you following? So if this sounds like something you are interested, and this method is so simple, subscribe to this channel. You can appreciate me by subscribing to this channel. You get. Subscribe to this channel so you'll be watching more videos. You get. The next thing I went ahead to do is to fold this fabric. So right now I am going to use this fabric to cut out the facing because I'm not sewing with bias this time around. You get. I want a neat work for my clients, so that was why I am cutting this facing. It's not must you add line, it's not must you add lining at all. If you don't want to add lining, you can go ahead and cut out the facing. So this is the facing for the front pattern. I am going to cut out the facing for the back pattern. So go ahead and cut out your facing for the back pattern just like you see me did on the front pattern. So this is all the patterns I already went ahead to cut out: my trouser, my top, and also the sleeve. I know you know how to cut sleeve. If you don't know how to cut this sleeve, I have a tutorial, so much tutorial of me cutting this sleeve you get on a particular dress, so go ahead and watch. So right now this is the top, so I'm going to start sewing from the top first. You get. So right now, first of all, I'll place my facing, the right side facing each other, and I'll go ahead and pin it down like this. So guys, go ahead and pin it down. Then after pinning it down, sew with half of an inch. Then after sew with half of an inch, make sure you sew the down part of the facing. You get. Fold it by 2 like this and sew, make a stitch. You get. Then after doing that, you are going to go ahead and notch the neckline. So I'll repeat this on the back part. So guys, this is what I have after I was done sewing the facing and folding that part of the facing and notching the neck part. And I also went ahead to join the shoulders. Can you see? So this is going to be a very quick video for the top, you get, because I already have so many tutorials on this type of top. Just that different there is that I did not add zipper allowance to those ones, and I also sewed those ones with bias. You get. So that's the only difference, but this one is going to have zipper. So right now, go ahead and fold the down part of your top and sew. You get. Then after that, I'm going to insert my zipper as well. So right now I went ahead to sew the down part using the allowance I added when I was cutting it out. So right here I went ahead as well to fix the zipper. You get. So I'm going to open it, and this is how it looks like. Then I closed it. So right now I am going to hold my top, and I'm going to hold it down, pin it down with my pin. So guys, after pinning with my pin, I'm going to go ahead and measure it. I'll remeasure it. So this is going to be for my shaping of the top, you get. So go ahead and pin it down like this. So guys, after I was done pinning, I'll divide the bust and the waist circumference by 2. This time around, go ahead and divide it by 2. So this is how I'm doing it, you get. Then after marking whatever I have there, after marking it, I'll go ahead and sew. But I added 1 inch for the ease, you get. So after measuring it, add extra 1 inch for the ease, you get. Then go ahead and sew. So for the sleeve part, this is my sleeve. Then what I'm going to do now is that I am going to mark 1 inch. I'll mark 1 inch and I'll use my scissors to slash it a little. So from there I'll be folding it, you get. So go ahead and do yours like that, then open it up like this. Can you see this is the 1 inches, and go ahead and sew it. Then I'll be right back. So guys, this is what I have after I was done sewing the top. Can you see I'm done shaping the top, and I'm going to trim it like this. I'll just trim a little piece like this. Can you see? So go ahead and do yours like this. So I'll turn it the right side so you guys see how it looks like. So guys, this is the back. Can you see how it's looking? It's looking so fine, you get, even without ironing yet, and it's still looking so good because this fabric is very beautiful, you get. So this is the front view. Can you see? So this is the back and my zipper. Then I'll keep it aside, and this is the hand. I went ahead to fold it and as well as sew it with my round sleeve measurements. I believe you guys know how to do this particular one, you get. It's just a fitted sleeve, fitted short sleeve. There is nothing much there. So I'm going to turn it the right side so you guys see how it looks like. So guys, this is what I have. Then what I'm going to do now is that I am going to face this sleeve on the dress. So guys, this is what I have after I was done facing the sleeve. This is how it looks like, you get. So this is all for the top. So we are going to make the trouser part now. So for my trouser, this is my front and the back pattern of my trouser. First off, I'm going to pin it down. So if you have been following my videos, you are going to notice that I love pinning very well before sewing, you get. So go ahead and pin yours down like this. And after pinning the crotch line, I am going to sew the crotch with half of an inch all the way around. So this is going to be a side zipper. This is going to be a side zipper. So go ahead and sew it with half of an inch, both the front and the back. So after I was done sewing, this is what I have. Can you see? I sewed with half of an inch, you get. So right now I'm going to open it up like this. I'll open the front and the back pattern. I'll open it up like this, and I'm going to be placing it the right side facing each other. To make trouser is very simple. It's not going to take time at all, you get. So I'll go ahead and pin all the sides down first before we continue. So guys, after pinning, I am going to sew one side of the trouser with 1 inch, you get. So I advise that you sew your first side trouser with 1 inch, then remeasure the measurement you have so you know exactly where to start sewing the second side, you get. So by doing this, you're going to get the correct measurements. So guys, right here I'm done sewing, and this is what I have. And I left space for our side zip, you get. So I left space of 8 inches, you get, for our side sleeve. I did not sew exactly from the upper part at the second side, you get. This is what I meant. Can you see that? I just pinned down the side, then I continued sewing, you get. So from this down part of the trouser, go ahead and fold your trouser down part by 1 inch, or by any inches you added, you get. So I repeat the same thing on the other side. Then after doing that, I'll go ahead and sew the crotch line, you get, holding the two of it like this. Make sure it's on the same line, you get. Make sure it's on the same line, and open your seam allowance when sewing the crotch line. So guys, this is what I have after I was done sewing the crotch line. Can you see how it looks like? So this is it. I went ahead to sew everything, and I'm going to trim off this part. Just go ahead and trim off anything like this if you see. So guys, right now go ahead and remove the pin I used for the other side, and right now I'm going to sew the waistband, you get. So go ahead and iron your waistband with stay. Then after ironing it with stay, I go ahead and sew. So I went ahead to sew it, and this is what it looks like. I ironed my stay because I went and on my chain. So I ironed my stay and I off it immediately. So go ahead and do yours like that. So this is all for the trouser part, and this is the top, you get. So right now go ahead and iron. Can you see they brought light? So I'm going to go ahead and iron it like you see me doing. So can you see that we now have a color of background again, you get. The color now is different. So I went ahead to wear it on my mannequin. I know you'll be surprised because I noticed first of all that I had the picture there. There is something like print like that. I didn't see this on time, so sorry. But I went ahead to just make a small flay. Then after making my small flay, I went ahead to double it and sewed all the way around. Then I loosened the both hand, and I went ahead to come down by 6 inches. What I meant is that from your shoulder, come down by 6 inches and mark with your chalk, you get. Then just fix your flay. This is flay, but I decided to make my print, you get. The one on the picture is not print, but I went ahead to make this print, you get. So guys, I'll see you guys on my next one, you get. So go ahead and subscribe to this channel, please. Subscribe to my channel. Subscribe. You can take me by subscribe. It's not easy to teach you. Just subscribe to my YouTube channel. So you'll be watching more of my videos, you get. Hit on the subscribe button. Subscription is totally free, and I'm on TikTok, I'm on Facebook, I'm on Instagram as Style by Kosi. Please do where to follow me on my social media platform. I'll see you guys on my next video. Bye.